So you might have the goal of learning to draw in the near future. I think that's a great goal. I made an old video about why I think that's a great goal. Go check that out if you want after this. But as for the how do we get better at drawing? I have 6 suggestions for you. And who am I?
Who am I? Who am I?
I don't know, I'm just a guy who likes to draw. I've drawn for a long time and I think I've improved a bit, so I could at least tell you what helped me to improve. So, starting with number 1. Keep a sketchbook. A lot of people these days are learning to draw on tablets and iPads and stuff like that, and that's great. It offers a lot of opportunity for a lot of different things, but there's nothing quite like a physical, tactile sketchbook. That pencil on paper or pen, it really offers something that a tablet never quite will. Tablets will have that undo button that you could just forever use, whereas with a pencil, you have that original undo button, the eraser. But there's only a finite amount of times that you could use an eraser before it starts destroying your paper. So there is a bit more commitment needed to, put those lines down and commit to them. And if you sketch in pen, even more so. I would recommend doing that, and I would recommend these Muji pens. I use them all the time for sketching and I like them a lot. Keep a sketchbook. It's cheap, it's easy, it's small, compact, portable, and it's a great journal for seeing your progress over time. And I think that's a great way to start. Number 2, set some goals for yourself. Now, you might have the goal of one day being a fine art master, or maybe you want to do storyboards, animation. There's so many different avenues that you can go down when it comes to art and drawing, illustration, whatever. So maybe think of some long-term things of where you'd like to go eventually, and that will help your short-term practice knowing where you want to go, right? So maybe make some long-term goals, some short-term goals, and then you can start working toward those as opposed to just drawing for the sake of drawing. Another point, using references. There are some smooth-brained individuals who would tell you that using a reference is cheating. Forget that nonsense. How are you going to learn to draw anything if you don't know what it looks like? And there's only so much information we will remember offhand. But if you are looking at something, you could try to replicate it. You will store up the references that you have in your brain to work from. And that's when you can start getting creative and combining things or stylizing things. Side note, in this point, I would say also copy other artists. And that might sound a little strange, a little sacrilege, but it's great to see how other artists that you like have chosen to stylize certain things or interpret a tree, a face, an animal, whatever. And by copying them in your sketchbook or something, you can feel what it's like to do that yourself. And of course, what you don't want to do is start passing that work off as your own. Make it known that this is a study of a different artist's style. I'll do it in my sketchbook all the time. I'll say this is a study of this artist's style, and I'll just kind of draw some stuff that I have found from them. And then I might pull some things from different artists that I like and smash those together. And that's how you develop your own style. And don't think that it's any kind of cheat, because it's far from it. That's how all the masters learn. And aren't we all copying from nature anyway? From people, from landscapes, from cities, from things we see? We're all copying each other. So just do it and you will improve dramatically and quickly. Okay, moving on. Number 4, keep it fun. You're doing a lot of references and studies and stuff like that from our previous point, but don't feel bad to draw stuff that you want to draw. Maybe it's fan art, maybe it's from a video game or movie or animated whatever, or you want to draw a portrait of somebody that you know, whatever, man. Just draw what you want and try to keep pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you could stay mostly in the comfort zone, but try to keep pushing it with every drawing that you do so that you're continually learning more stuff. And you'll be surprised how far you go when this is the case. There's no rules. Do whatever you want, especially in your sketchbook that we talked about. You don't have to post everything you do. Like, sketch whatever you like. Use it as a form of meditation, relaxation. Sometimes you could, focus on something that is a weakness of yours, but try to keep it fun. And the more fun it is, the more you'll do it, the more you'll do it, the more you'll improve. Number 5, iterate. I want to make a point for quantity over quality when it comes to practicing and improving your drawing. Obviously, we want to produce beautiful pieces of art. That's most likely why we want to learn to draw in the first place. But when we're trying to learn, it might be good, rather than spending 3 hours on one portrait, why not spend those same 3 hours, if you have 3 hours, to draw, 30 faces? You'll learn so much more, even though those are a lot less detailed and fine-tuned. So much more growth and learning will happen from iterating those faces out, or anything that you're trying to practice. Do a lot, and then once in a while, go nuts on one piece and put your all into it, see what you can do, and then go back in, iterate. That's like your training, your practice, and then the big show that all your practicing culminates in can be that one that you put more effort into later. But for practice sake and for improvement's sake, I would say try to do as much as you can in the time that you've allotted for yourself to draw. Point number 6, do your best not to compare yourself to other people. This is such a difficult one. We all do it, even though we know we shouldn't. But in the age of social media, seeing things on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, whatever, there's so many incredible artists out there, and each of them have their own journey. You might be looking at someone who's been doing it so much longer than you, or it seems like they haven't been at it long, but that time that they have been spending has been really concentrated, and they seem like they flew past you. Don't worry about them. If you're gonna compare to anyone, compare to yourself from the past. And you'd be surprised how encouraging that can be, to just look at an old drawing in maybe your sketchbook that you're keeping, and maybe you have an old sketchbook or something and you're like, look at what I drew. I thought this was good at one point. Now I've seen how much farther I've grown, and I feel encouraged. I can see the progress, and it makes you want to keep going. Guys, I'm gonna try to be a source of encouragement for you on this channel. I'd love to see your drawings. I'd love to hear your questions. If you have anything that you're struggling with or whatever, that's the goal of this channel. I want to help you learn things, and I want to show you things that I'm working on, and just be a cool place to hang out. Do you know anybody else who's trying to learn to draw? Feel free to send this video to them as a little form of encouragement. But thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. All the best. Peace out.